Surprise, motherfucker.
Dylan! Son of a bitch.
The timing was off because I had to turn on the microphone. But anyway, hey everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Legend of Dragoon. Let's jump back into it, shall we? Hope everyone's doing well. Whew. Winding down. Starting a little later than usual and a little drowsy. Because didn't exactly, even though I went to bed on time last night, didn't get the best sleep. I have a feeling I'll be alright tonight though. That's just how it goes sometimes. I just loaded the wrong file. Wait.
It's rewind time.
And there's a symptom of me being a little sleep deprived. Good thing we have that, right? But yeah, sometimes for reasons out of your control, don't always get the best sleep, even if you try. Sometimes it's a genuine miscalculation on something or another you did earlier in the day, and then you're just like... It reminds me of that old Vine where there was this dude who was like, when you remember that you forgot to do your homework once you're already tucked into bed. The dude was like, he just like stretches, gets into bed, gets all comfy and cozy, like he's got the blanket right here, and he's like... And then just, boom, opens his eyes and it plays the Vine boom sound effect as he realizes what happened. He's like, my homework. Fuck! Like, oh no. So yeah, shit like that. Capital Velweb. I remember when that happened to me, I would just like, I'd say fuck and I'd stay in bed, but it would keep me awake because I'd be stressing about it, thinking fuck. So, had one of those situations basically. Anyway, what are we doing here? Please insert disk 3. Well, that's the thing I said. Disk 1 carries the map data, so that was fine, but once we try to go in here, there's only one Stardust. Also, this is one of the places where there's a Stardust, but there's also enemies. That's rare. They're usually always in peaceful places. Is this the place I've been thinking of the entire playthrough? I think it is. Lloyd says, here we are at the capital city Velweb. Art says the 7 towers. 7, huh? Like the number of dragoons? Okay. Dar says, is Diaz waiting for us somewhere in there? Lloyd says, that is the tower of the 7 dragoons. Okay, it's not just a coincidence. I mean, I didn't think it was, but I didn't think it'd be that on the nose either. But it makes sense. Emperor Diaz was the one who commanded the dragoons. Lloyd says, the throne of the Holy Emperor is underneath there. Albert says, we are standing at the legendary place where humans began their liberation. I wonder if it is an abominable place as well. Mario says, you think too much. Let's just go. It's the same as Cadessa, isn't it? When you drag the past around, you cannot walk anywhere. True. Like the poetry in that. Albert says, it is true, Mira. The Forbidden Land that was the royal capital of the Winglies. Like saying, yeah, you're right. And this Velweb is a mere historic ruin. Dar says, yes. We can do nothing but settle for the present. Live in the moment and all that. Again, it's still funny that Lloyd's just casually rolling with us now. After we were chasing him so long, and he was the big bad, now he's just casually with us overnight. What the hell is this? Am I missing something? Apparently it was to the right. Wait, what the Oh, that was just to leave. I wonder how many people that's happened to, because the way the cutscene starts, you don't even know where they came in from. Unless, again, my sleep-deprived brain didn't pay enough attention, but I'm pretty sure it looked like they came from over here. The way they were standing there when the cutscene started. Oh, is everybody... Everybody should be set from last night. I don't think I changed anything. Oh yeah, we're fine, we're fine. Was this the place I'm thinking of or no? No, I don't think it actually is, no. We're gonna find the other two brothers here. Primero and tercero, I think, right? Unless that was the ones we talked to already, I can't remember anymore. Pretty sure the ones we talked to were segundo and cuatro though. Second and fourth. We'll see.
Pursuit!
Pursue! I saw them found the ways. Die.
Yes. Gus. Gus. Gus.
Oh, I was hoping it would have confused them. Good enough.
Pursuit!
Yes. Gus. Gus. Gus.
Holy shit! Congo just took an ass beating. He's dead. I'm not gonna be getting a lot of additions today. Whew. Today's gonna be an off day. Oh shit, was that Rose? There's gonna be a lot of rewinding. Where the hell are we going from here?
Yes. Gus. Gus. Gus.
He just stole some shit from her. What the hell did he steal? Kill him. Wow. I knew it was gonna be an off day, but damn.
Blossom Storm!
You got it back, but they didn't even tell you what the fuck it was. You just don't get to know what the hell was stolen. They just became priority number one.
Pursuit!
Spring hitter. Okay, Mr. Acrobat. Their animation looks very familiar.
Gus. Gus.
Meaning their idle animation when they're just standing there. That. It reminds me slightly of Yin and Yang from FF7. God. What's this? An attack ball? Okay. Hey, there's the two peddlers. Okay. The front right. Towards the screen, yeah.
Pursuit!
Yes! Gus! Gus! Gus!
Moon strike!
Trick. Gotta try again. Fucking hell, this is gonna be... I might just let this go, because... Yeah, that... Whenever you get the counter on that one, it's just... It's too hard to do. Especially in the state I'm in right now.
Pursuit!
Hell, even when I'm not sleep deprived, I'm just like... I can't be bothered with that one. Either I get it or I don't. Here they are. Yeah, primero and tercero. Peddler brother tercero says, brother, there are no customers here. I'm not doubting your word though. Primero says, don't worry. Believe me, there are always customers, even in this kind of place. Tercero says, okay, I believe you, brother.
Surprise, motherfucker!
You're right, brother. There are really customers. Primero says it's all due to the skills in my passionate merchant's soul. You have to learn from this. I sell weapons, and I sell items. We are peddlers. We met your brothers not too far from here. It must be fated that we would meet here. That's actually pretty far, just half a continent away. Why don't you take this chance to buy something? Let me thank you in advance, says Tercero. Shit, I have no depth perception. I thought they were closer to the front. This camera angle doesn't lend itself towards depth. Okay, we got a new weapon for Albert. That's cool. Partisan. Already got that for her. Oh, finally a new armor for Ashel. 50% more SP. Okay. Giganto Ring. Raises physical, attack, and defense power. Attack and defense, but physical only. Okay. Something to think about, but I think I'm good. Not worth the price at the moment. Primero says, Segundo and Cuarto have a business somewhere else. If you find them, please buy something from them. We did. Oh, you have to go around from in front anyway. Okay. Tercero says, how about some items? Sure, what do you got? I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Sorry, buddy. Please say hello to Segundo and Cuarto for me. We will, buddy. If we see them again. See ya. Rose says, Dart, look at that huge battery. Humans shot huge arrows from there, aiming at the Tower of Flanville, where we just came from. That makes sense. And back then, humans thought this way. That the arrow would not only shear the darkness that covers the earth, but also shear the corrupted hearts which were accustomed to being ruled. Trying to break free from their old way of life. Of constantly being ruled and oppressed. Their old mentality. They were using this as a cathartic way to break free of the old zeitgeist that they were accustomed to, in hopes of a much better, more prosperous one, being free of, you know, liberated. Dart says, why are you suddenly starting to say this? Rose says, I don't know. I still cannot tell. But if we meet the guy who claims he is Diaz, I think we can find out the reason. I'm speaking nonsense again. Let's keep going. The hero from history is waiting for us. And yet he's more in a position of villainy this time around. Why would that be, I wonder? What's changed? We don't know the full story. What's going on? Told you there's gonna be a lot of this.
Blossom Storm!
Terminator, I just realized its name. Oh my god.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, Arnold recognized him. Damn it.
Pursuit!
Fellow Terminator.
Yes! Gush! 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 Gush!
Dragoon strike! Pursuit!
Yes! Gush! Gush! Gush!
Dragoon strike!
Yeah, it's a single target, so... I'd make room for rains, but not fogs.
What? What the fuck?
It's Shirley!
Dylan!
Shirley says, I have been waiting for you. We haven't seen her in fucking forever. Dart says, you are Shirley? Rose says, why? Why are you here? You ascended to heaven, I thought. That's what she made it sound like, yeah. Shirley says, before that, I had something I had to take care of in here, Velweb. I meant to say here in Velweb. I couldn't leave the trapped souls alone in this world. Rose says, are you talking about... Shirley says, yes, the 4 souls of the Dragoons who lost their lives during the Dragon campaign. Their souls were drawn to Mayfield. The gate of the Inferno from which you can never return is requesting the souls of the Dragoons. Rose says, a Death City Mayfield? I thought it was destroyed. Shirley says, I don't know how, but it is true that the gate of the Inferno is open. Rose, I made their souls inert and anchored them in this place. What the hell's happening to her? But there is a limit to my power. After you meet Diaz, please visit this place again and lead their souls to heaven. Rose says the souls of the Dragoons are wandering somewhere in the towers. But we have to take care of something else now. Let's go find Diaz. Our old friends. Only 4 of them died, and yet there's 7 Dragoon spirits. Well, only 4 of them died during the Dragoon campaign, right? Or the Dragon campaign, sorry. Rose would make 5. I don't know if Shirley was counting Zeke or not. If not, it would be 6. Who's the 7th? What the hell happened to them? And when we saw that flashback movie, I don't think we actually saw anybody wearing Meru's Dragoon spirit. The blue one? No, we would have remembered. As revealing as it is. As revealing as that armor is, we would have, yeah, we'd remember that. Unless they were just really far in the background somewhere. But yeah, I don't think they didn't show everybody, so they only showed the 4 who died. Belzac, the one with the white silver dragon, the one with Hechel's Dragoon spirit, the lightning one, that's 3. The one with Albert's, the green one, that's 4. So then Zeke isn't being counted. So that would be 5, and then Rose would be 6. So where's the 7th? Yeah, it's the blue one. It's Meru's. That's the only one that's missing from the people that I'm counting. She was never depicted, the water one was never depicted in that flashback anywhere. Just Zeke, the green one, the white/silver one, Rose is the dark one, Hechel's, and then the gold one was Kongol's. That one was in the flashback, yeah. So the missing one is literally the water one. They were not involved in this battle, I guess. Kind of a loose end. Whatever. So I'm assuming this leads to the towers that she was talking about to set the souls of the Dragoons free or something. Which means this would be the optional side quest from what they implied with the dialogue. And where we actually have to go is that entrance in the foreground to the left. Yeah, the guy just confirmed it. These towers are home to the ancient Dragoon spirits, part of a side quest that is currently inaccessible. Wonder why. We'll go back down to the save point and then to the bottom left. So unlike the previous side quest we sort of glossed over yesterday. It was which, yeah, we could have done it, the one back in the snowfield. There's like 1 or 2 that we could technically access, but the guy just didn't recommend it because said we probably wouldn't be strong enough. Excuse me. Check the back for a Stardust of the tower directly above. Well, there's 2 ways to go, dude. So once again, let me use a better guide, which would be the video that I've been using. For the Stardust, anyway. Give me a second to pull it up. There it is. Velvet 1, Stardust. It's to the left. Then you go up the stairs and then you can access the tower right above. Okay. It just would have been a few extra words. The dude could have just said, go to the left, use the stairs to get up to that tower above you when you first came in. Instead, it's like, go to the tower right above you. How do you get there? Figure it out. Like, okay. Probably would have gone right and ran into a dead end or something first. The witch looks dangerous. Let's kill him. Or her. She looks like the witches from the from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Yes. Gush. Gush. Gush.
I can't wait to play through the Zelda series on stream one day. Like it is on my schedule. I do have it set, and I know where on my schedule it is already. But it's still really, really far out from all the other games that I'm planning to play before then. But one thing I'm afraid... Well, he died anyway, so... Actually, let's just not waste Albert's attack on that guy then. Let's just do this. Oh, God. Same shit. It's not, like... Okay, fine. I'll just kill the other guy then. Jesus. The other thing I'm worried about with Zelda is, like... Nintendo is so... I don't know if they're still... I haven't kept up with this, but, like... Last I checked, which was many years ago now, Nintendo's, like, very, They hold a lot of ownership over their games, like, being just... Like, they're not about it being on YouTube. Like, I don't see a lot of Let's Plays for Nintendo games on YouTube, you know what I mean? People stream them on Twitch, sure, but do the VODs actually survive anywhere but Twitch? Like, the last I checked, which again was years ago, so this might not be true anymore, but I swear I remember Nintendo just constantly taking down, like, people's Let's Plays of any Nintendo games unless they have, like, a direct partnership with them. So I'm worried that I'm going to play through the entire Zelda series and then not even going to be able to keep any of the videos at all. I certainly don't have any hard drives big enough to keep whole streams like that, no. Like, I have to use YouTube as my sort of backup, so... If I can't post them there, like even privately or something, which would be... That would suck, because then I can't show it to, like, half my audience. It's, Yeah, that would really suck. That would really put me off of streaming those games in the first place. Or at least again, even after I do it once. Like, I want to be able to keep my VODs, so... I don't know, I'll have to look that up and see if Nintendo's still, like, super fucking strict about that shit or not. I might find out sooner than I thought, actually, because there's a different Nintendo series I'm planning on playing a lot sooner than that. A lot sooner than Zelda, so... I guess I'll find out sooner. It just hit me. I was like, oh, wait. I'm not too far from playing a different Nintendo game. I have to look this up soon. Anyway. There's a small hole in the middle as a relief. It's supposed to have come off from here. Artist. This is the Divine Tree. Have humans worshipped the Divine Tree since the Age of the Dragon campaign? The relief of the tree. Okay. Reminds me of the Life of Tree. Plot point in FF9 a little bit. Back down to the save point, then to the bottom left. Yeah. We'll have to come back later. We'll just save over the same one. We didn't do much.
Gush! Gush!
Moon strike! Blossom storm!
Jeez. What the Billy says, after you meet Diaz, please visit this place again and lead their souls to heaven. Jesus, that got loud. She just wanted to give us a quick reminder of this side quest. A lot of side quests are opening up. That's like 2 or 3 now. Yeah, the one back at the snowfield. That's one that we just kind of skipped over recently. The one back at where we fought Lloyd. There's like another extra dungeon there. That's 2. Like we can come back to them later is what I'm saying, but... And now this, that's 3. 3 different side quests have opened up, which most of the game up to this point has been very MSQ focused, and there has been like little to no side quests whatsoever. I think there was only 1 in chapter 2, and then the one that starts right at the beginning of chapter 3 was Kamui, the wolf. And that was it. There was only like 2 side quests, and now all of a sudden we're getting a bunch of them, so... I guess it's just a sign of, you know, we're reaching the end game, so the game's starting to open up for optional things. That's my guess on that. That's how they designed it. They wanted you to focus on the main story first, and then give you a bunch of optional stuff to do near the end. I thought that was kind of a structure they went for with, well, Square Enix, not these guys, but I thought that was like a structure that Square Enix sort of adopted with like FF10 and beyond, but it seems like there were other RPGs even before then that did that a lot. Where like, it just became more noticeable with FF10 and 13 especially. This is why people started complaining about linearity and all that. Because even though games before that were still kind of like that, where most side quests didn't open up until you were near the end, it was the fact that you weren't at least being pushed through narrow corridors like FF10 and 13 and Kingdom Hearts 2, you know, it's just nothing but narrow corridors. It broke the illusion basically that it wasn't like that, but it already was. Most of the games, even before that, even though if they weren't narrow corridors, they still didn't really open up for optional stuff until much later. So, wait, we're at full health? Did Shirley heal us? What the fuck?
Pursuit!
This guy didn't say that Shirley would do that. That's fucking awesome.
Yes! Gush!
That's also,
Gush! Gush!
that's also kind of a weird retcon with Shirley. Like, supposedly ascends to heaven, then all of a sudden we see her here, like, many hours later. Closer to the end of the game, and she's like, oh, actually not. Like, psych! She didn't actually go to heaven. She had one last thing she forgot to do when she told us that, and then she just didn't actually leave. It's like, oh, okay. Kind of odd. I feel like that was kind of like a last-minute change. They're like, hold on, let's bring her back and say she forgot something, basically. The she forgot something trope. She forgot her car keys.
Gush!
Yeah, it's just... It's a little odd, but it's whatever. It's just for side content, so it doesn't matter. It would feel like more... Like, I don't want to say shitty writing, but it would feel kind of like that a little bit if she had come back in the MSQ, like not just for side content. For like the same reason. I forgot something, and then suddenly she's back and she plays an important role again, and it's like, well then why did they make it seem like she was gone that first time, you know? But if it's just to give you like an extra side quest, then it's like, alright, whatever. Follow the path, go past the first doorway, but go through the second for Rose's hairband? Guessing over here, right? Go past this one. And then in here. They skip rooms. That makes their instructions so vague and confusing sometimes. Because they act like this was right after Shirley, but we actually had to go across that long-ass bridge. Excuse me. Whew, it's from the yawning. I can even hear and feel how my voice is all like... it drags. Hella fucked up. Rose's hairband. It's like literally she left it here during the Dragon campaign, like... oops, she dropped it. Well, she got it back now. Here you go, girl. Your headband. We got it back for you. Avoids instant death. I bet she's the only one who can wear it, right? Like, not even other chicks. Yeah, it's just for her. Just got her name on it, literally. How much does it lower? Oh, that is a significant decrease in defense, just for the extra magic defense and the effect. Whatever, it fits. I'll give it to her. Unless the guide says otherwise, but I haven't had to use her for anything in a while, and there's no boss fight coming up either. That doesn't matter. Okay, cool. The fourth doorway leads to a spirit potion. Then we go back up to the third doorway and continue. I don't know if I care about the spirit potion. What the hell does that do? Let me see. Recovers 100 SP for a single target. It's not like a repeatable thing, obviously, right? Oh, he's got the list of repeat items here. Alright. That's probably nothing I really need that badly. It would have told me, I think. Usually if it's something really valuable, the guide will say, like, you know, you should make room for this.
Yes. Gush. Gush. Gush.
Dragoon strike!
Don't hit me with your crystal ball, Matoya. Take that, you old bag.
Pursuit!
Yes. Gush. Gush. Gush.
Dragoon strike!
But we can just go straight into the third doorway then. Shayna! We found her! One second, there we go. Dart says, Shayna!
Surprise, motherfucker.
Ha! I knew it. I was ahead of it. Lloyd says, Diaz, here are all 3 divine moon objects. There are no more obstacles to hinder our utopia. Release the girl. Trying to order Diaz around? Is that gonna work? Diaz says, fine. Here you go. Albert says, Diaz! What are you gonna do with the divine moon objects? Diaz says, didn't you hear it from Lloyd? My only desire is the advent of the last species. Rose says, if you are the true Diaz, you should know what that implies. He nodded and says, total destruction. Lloyd says, what are you?
What? What the Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, Lloyd. It's not what you thought. Diaz says, Lloyd, well done bringing me the moon gem, moon dagger, and moon mirror. Now we can let the Virage embryo, the god of destruction, the last species we desire, the true Virage, arise. Arise, chicken, arise. I will create the utopia you wanted after the Virage embryo purges the world. We need to separate the wheat from the chaff, except we're actually just gonna burn everything down, all of it. Not like what Wesker planned. Rose says everything so far was an overture to that. Lloyd, he showed you a false utopia from the beginning. Lloyd says you deceived me.
You son of a...
My utopia exists in the future of this world. Oh.
He's pulling his cock out!
He's pulling his sword out. Lloyd says, what I desire is the creation of the future, not the destruction of this world. That lines up with why he killed the younger Bardell earlier. Diaz says, I don't need you anymore. Typical.
You bastard!
Literally. Fucking... Dude, he just sent them into oblivion. Like, all... way down there to whatever the hell's down there. I don't know. Some ruins or something. The rest of the ruins. He just fucking rocket punched his ass down there. Dart says, Diaz, what are you thinking? Diaz says, I don't need to hide anymore. Oh, he's gonna make a big reveal while Lloyd isn't around anymore. Dana?
It's been a while.
They all pull out their swords.
Rose, Dart.
Rose and Dart, he said.
What? Surprise, motherfucker.
Father?
What the...
Rose doesn't look very flattering in CGI.
Oh, it cannot be!
Maybe it was the shocked look on her face. It's Zeke! And Dart's father. What a shock.
He's pulling...
Wrong button. Kind of fit though. Dart says, is that really you, Dad? Rose says, you died! With Melbu Frama on each other's swords! Dart says, Rose, what are you talking about? Zeke says, now I can tell you everything. The beginning of the world was an absolute nothingness. Darkness. Got Kingdom Hearts story coming in. From darkness it began, and to darkness it shall all return. The creator Soa sowed a seed to the earth. This is the plan of Soa that created all species. The birth of the divine tree. Eventually, the fruit of the divine tree ripened and fell to the ground to fill the world with life. Gigantos from the 97th fruit. Menintos from the 99th fruit. We've hardly seen those. Dragons from the 105th fruit. Humans from the 106th fruit. Winglies with magic power from the 107th fruit. And at the end, the Virage embryo, the god of destruction, was to be born from the 108th fruit. It reset the entire planet and started all over again, or what? Start the whole cycle again? Soa desired the destruction and regeneration of the world by the Virage embryo, the god of destruction. However, 11,000 years ago, Winglies found out the tragedy waiting for them and sealed the 108th fruit by separating the flesh and soul. Separating the flesh and soul? The flesh of the god, the flesh of the Virage embryo, was taken away from the Winglies as the moon that never sets, that glows in the sky. Oh shit, it's like some Zodiac shit. Zodiac and Heidelin shit. They turned it into the moon and launched it away from the planet to keep it separate. Alright. And the soul of the god was captured in the crystal sphere, and Melbu Frama kept it. Interesting. Yes, to withdraw unlimited magic power from that, and to conquer the other creatures. However, even with unlimited magic power, the domination was not eternal. Humans arose with Dragoons in front. Nothing was their match because they obtained the power of the dragon. And two species teamed up, basically. And finally, they drove Melbu Frama into a corner. I felt certain of my victory. And it was in the next moment the spell of petrification cast by Melbu captured me. I have waited for 11,000 years. Time, almost eternal, dissolved the spell of Melbu, and I was released from captivity. It just wore off over time. Days spent with Rose became the eternal past. And I lived as the father of Dart in this age, until the tragic day in Neat. Rose says, I cannot believe it. You fucked some other woman and had a kid with her. And that's this dude that I almost fell in love with, which is your fucking son.
You bastard!
You son of a bitch!
She didn't say all that, but, you know. I was trying to make it more like a soap opera, because this almost feels like a soap opera twist here. Zeke says, I am here. That is a fact. Like, your eyes don't deceive you, it's me. Dar says, then both Dad and Rose are the heroes of the Dragon campaign? Zeke says yes, but that's not all. If you order now, you'll get... Oh, hold on. Zeke says humans made a mistake. Silly humans destroyed the crystal sphere, which was the container of the soul, along with the royal capital, Cadessa. The Virage embryo, the god of destruction, was exultant. It could now be born. The free soul released from the crystal sphere started to wander. In order to go back to the body left in the moon that never sets, to be born as the last god, and to destroy the world. That was a lot. One more time for my sleep-deprived ass. Okay, that wasn't far enough. Probably it's because... When did he say... So he said they destroyed it, but he didn't say really the details about that. Then he says the Raj embryo could now be born. The free soul of the Raj embryo, released from the crystal sphere after it was destroyed off screen somewhere, started to wander in order to go back to the body left in the moon that never sets to be born as the last god. Oh, it's trying to find its way back to that moon so that it can actually be born flesh and soul. Yeah, okay, I got it. And then destroy the world. Got it. Zeke says the soul without a body possesses a human body and heads for the moon that never sets by repeating the transmigration every 108 years. It possesses a human and then it tries to go to the moon. So hold on, is it saying that it's been trying this over and over for a while? Every 108 years? Or is he just saying this is what's going to happen, like a prophecy sort of thing? By repeating the transmigration every 108 years. Zeke says, you now know. The soul of the god of destruction is the Moonchild. The truth of the Moonchild in the legend. Now, how does this relate to the Black Monster wanting to kill the Moonchild? Is this why? Is this why the Black Monster wanted to kill not only the Moonchild, but anything around it? Any other human around it, because it could also be possessed or something? By the soul of... Pieces are starting to come together here, maybe. Zeke says, count 108 years, and when the moon that never sets glares in red, the Moonchild descends to the earth and shall give a holy blessing to the world. Very biblical sounding, that passage. Zeke says the holy blessing is the destruction. The destruction is so as will. This is the fate that rules the future of the world. But there was one Dragoon who found out about it. In order to deter the birth of the god of destruction, she has had to kill the Moon Children by stopping her own time. She was even called a demon. She knew all along about this. That is the true self of Rose, the Black Monster.
What? Surprise, motherfucker.
Dar says Rose is the Black Monster? Sorry to tell you, buddy. That's something I never forgot from 20 years ago. It was interesting to see how it was slowly revealed over the course of the game, though. To see that again during this playthrough. Rose just looks away in disgust. No, not disgust, but she's just, you know, like, truth had to come out sooner or later. Dar says, tell me it's not true! Rose says the Moonchild has to be killed, and the people around it too, before they become the servants of the god of destruction. Like, I have no choice, Dart. I have to do it. You gotta die. Dart says, neat. Two?
You son of a...
Rose says, for 11,000 years there have been no exceptions. Damn. Every 108 years for 11,000 years, she's just been committing many genocides. Dart says, God! He's pissed. Why you? Why do you have to be the Black Monster?
Fuck!
Zeke says, that's it. Like, I'm done with this shit. I'm out. Dart says, what are you gonna do? He just took Shayna back. He's like, that's it. I'm out. Fuck you guys. Zeke says, let me tell you one more truth. Rose, you thought the Princess Luvia you killed 18 years ago was the Moonchild. But it is not true. Rose says, she didn't put it together on the Phantom ship? They spelled it out for you, Rose. Zeke says Luvia had a twin sister. Oh, that's why. Still, she should have put this together, Rose I mean, from the dialogue we heard on the Phantom ship from the ghosts. Rose says, no!
Surprise, motherfucker.
You failed. Zeke says Shayna is the moon child. Shayna is the soul of the Virage embryo, the god of destruction. I'll dissolve the sinnet of the moon that never sets and cross it with the moon child. Now I have everything in my hands. Dar says, release Shayna!
You bastard!
Zeke says, and are you going to kill her to save the world? Rose says, I'll kill her. Oh, shit!
What? Fuck! What the fuck?
Or you can try. Zeke says, this is the limitation of humans. Rose says, Zeke! Why? Like, why are you suddenly doing all this? Why do you want to destroy the world? Zeke says, all is the will of the creator, so my hands start the world, and my hands end the world. Oh shit. He's back in his normal armor that we saw in the flashback cutscene. Zeke says, yes. Fate desires it. Dar says, Dad! Wait!
You son of a...
Shayna! Fuck, I was hoping it would have stayed quiet for like, at least until that sound finished playing out, but it went right into the save menu. Oh well. It is what it is. Damn! What a hell of a lore dump and mixed with plot twist that was, huh? The only unresolved and unexplained one is why Zeke? Which is the question Rose asked. Why would he do this after basically saving the world 11,000 years ago? He would even raise a hand against his own child, Dart. Please insert disc 4. Fate and Soul. Trophy earned. Finish the chapter. And that does it, folks. We're on the home stretch now. Chapter 4. Moon and Fate. Yeah, I distinctly remember this from 20 years ago. Yeah, I never forgot this disc intro. I just couldn't remember where it was. I was like, when they're crossing the desert suddenly at the end of one chapter and when another one starts. What chapter transition was that, you know? I was like, is it the start of chapter, disc 3 or disc 4? Once I saw we were just crossing from, crossing the ocean with a boat at the start of disc 3, I realized it was this one, obviously. It's the only one left. I was like, oh, okay, so it's the beginning of... In my head, I was like, it's the beginning of disc 4 when they're in the desert. They're in just some random desert for no reason, because... I say no reason, because... How did they get here? It just kind of went from what we just saw to this. It's like, where the hell are we, and how did we get here? Like, there's a chunk of story missing. But every chapter kind of does that. Every time it starts, you're just suddenly somewhere new, and the game didn't even explain to you how you got there. Like, there's a small little lapse of time that passes that we don't get to see. Where the characters, like, do some stuff, and then suddenly they're somewhere else, and that's where we, as the audience, get to rejoin them. And you have to kind of put together how they got there. But it's always just a short little, like, they usually explain it right away. It's not some mysterious thing. Mara says, I'm totally beaten. How long have y'all been walking? Albert says, we came all this way and we cannot go back. Ashel says, yes, we did. Uncle says, no need to return. The city of Winglies, Rose said, is just over there. Ashel says, what was it called? Ulara or Ulara? I hope we can find out what we should do there. See, like right now it's like why are we heading there? Like, but they're slowly telling us that right now. Like, what got our characters motivated to go there suddenly after what just happened? Mara says, I hope so too. And how did they find out about this place? We never heard of this place called Ulara before. As to be expected, Dart and Rose don't seem to be on speaking terms. The way this guy intros this is the last chapter of The Legend of Dragoon. Truths will be revealed, fears will be realized, and fate will be decided. How long did it take him to come up with that, I wonder? It's an epic intro. This place is called the Death Frontier, apparently. Wow, sounds very welcoming. Navigating this place is almost impossible without a map. Luckily, I found one years ago on the internet, and since then I have modified it to be the map you see below. Thank God this is an HTML guide, or this would be rough to look at in some kind of weird assy art thing in a traditional game pack. I'm afraid that I have no idea who originally developed the map, but if you do, please send me an email and let me know. I'll add the acknowledgement promptly. For now, here's my version. Okay, where the fuck are we? Map legend? S is a save point, R is recovery point, U is entrance to underground tunnels. And enter and exit are... Spend your time here focused on gathering the items that you want. There's a lot of them. There is some discussion among the party members as you move through the area. Training tip: with recovery points and save points, this area is an excellent place to train. I'm sure we'll get plenty of that just from collecting all the items. When you're done with this place, head out and head south to Ulara. Okay. I'm gonna guess we're in that big orange/red desert region in the middle of the world map. The one big ass place on the entire like planet or continent or whatever that we have yet to explore. That's what I'm gonna guess is this giant desert we're in. Things are pretty complicated between Dart and Rose now, eh? She saved his life, she's been helping us out all this time, but she also destroyed his hometown, has committed countless genocides over the past 11,000 years, and tried to kill Shane on a whim. So, bold line equals blocked. So does that mean... Ah, okay. So no, that's... the entrance there. Entrance to underground tunnels. That's what that U shape is. That's what that is over there. Right in front of Dart. That leads to underground tunnels. Okay, I'm starting to understand the map. I get it now. Sad to say this map might be more useful than any written guidance this guide has given me for any other region. Because of the vague writing. Well, thank fuck for that. We literally just saved. But I'll make a quick save here too. Hold on, real quick before we do though. What's over here? The way we came. Dart says, how long have we been walking around? Where the hell did we come from, too? Whatever it is, we have no road to go back. It's telling you you're stuck here. Like, we could just start walking back. But for plot reasons, no. It's like, you gotta see this through. Alright, fair enough. Well, I'm glad we hit this point right at the 1 hour mark. A little bit past it, but still. Not by much though. I can take a break now, and I kind of need one. Oh yeah, it said at the end of the last chapter we should have been at 46 Stardust, and we are, so we're on pace. Good. I don't know how many items I am gonna collect for real though, because I would have to make room in my inventory, and some of them are just like common items you can buy at a shop that I don't actually need right now. We'll see when I get back though. Oh yeah, I don't know when our next boss is gonna be, but I should see what party members I should start training for that. It's a long way away, apparently. The recommended party is Meru and Hassel when we finally get there, but it's pretty far. Yeah, it is pretty far. Either way, Meru and Hassel do need to level up their additions and stuff, so let's go ahead and do that then. Well, what kind of enemies are we gonna run into here before I... 90% earth enemies. And one wind enemy. Shit, so it'd actually be more useful to keep Albert for now until later. Okay, I'll make the switch later. The boss is really far away from what I'm seeing, so there's really no rush to change party members right now. Okay, I'll just keep this party for now then. I'll swap them out later when it's more advantageous to do so. Well, I already saved. I guess that's it. Didn't save here though. There we go. Alright. Not the most scenic backdrop. Oh wait, I can just do this. I can't get the camera to stay zoomed, you know, hand up. But like it automatically goes up and down like this, unfortunately. But whatever. BRB.
Ooh.
Bruh.
I'm back. Yeah. Kind of a bra moment.
Bruh.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Oh, let me just load the a quick save. I haven't done this several times, so the game counter is gonna be completely off. I guess that's 53 hours, realistically, because I've forgotten to do that several times. We're at like maybe 45 hours. Something like that. Maybe I would actually, yeah. So I've taken some long breaks before, so somewhere between 45 and 50 hours realistically. Anyway, let me look at that map so we can get the fuck out of here. Is there any point to going into the underground tunnels? Let's see. What does a hollow one mean? I think it has a border around it. Ball number 1 and chest number 1. Oh, there's a lot of shit. Well, they're both items, you just acquire them differently. Okay, but that's somewhere else. Dart says, who could imagine there's such a place under the ground of the desert? Albert says it must be a cavity created when the water dried up. The world is going on without knowing anything. Without knowing until the end. I wonder if this little world has experienced an end like that. Star says it is not determined yet that our world will end. Albert says that's true. Even if the future is written, doesn't mean it can't be changed, as Eris would say. Albert says we are still here. Not too late. It's only too late once we're gone. Once you're gone, you're gone. That's it. Until then, there's always potential. Okay, so I think I know what it means. You have to fall somewhere to land in front of that chest so you can actually get it, right? You can't just jump up there from here. Yeah, exactly. Alright. So that must be 1 and that's 2. Well, let's find out. Let's go south from here. So there's one chest that's probably going to be above ground. What the hell are those? Mosquitoes. Okay, so this leads to chest 1, I'm guessing. Find out. No, it does not.
Bruh. You suck!
That's not how that worked at all. The guide gave no explanation, just gave me the map and then good luck, basically. So this might take a minute. No random battles though, it seems we have to actually, like, touch these. Okay, so the... Well, we're about to get into a fight. I just wanted to pause. Actually, no, we don't. Okay, so... The bold line means blocked. Oh, that's because of the whirlpool of sand. Dotted line says next there. Yeah, that's how it's separated into those squares, yeah. A double line is a sandfall. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a double line. That's the whirlpool. Okay. Apparently, if we fall into this the whirlpool of sand from this side that we're in now, it should take us to a chest, maybe? If my theory is correct, it should take us to a moon serenade. Has to be down here, though. Over here. Says fall number 1 is a moon serenade, which I think is an MP recovery item, right? I'll just rewind because I just want to know if I'm reading this right, because I don't need one of these. Oh, actually, yeah, I do. Never mind. What the hell do I have too much of? Alright, we found another repeatable item. We've hardly ever used these. Especially since turning into a Dragoon gets rid of most of this shit. I don't wonder if I should be carrying this many though. Fuck it. Moon Serenade. Okay, so that's fall. On this table chart that they have, they've labeled fall and chests. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and there's 2 separate sets of numbers on the map. One is for falling and the other one is for... Okay, so if it's a black background, that means you have to fall into the whirlpool. That's why those are all on the edge of the double lines. If it's just a circle without... that isn't filled in, an empty bubble, that means it's a chest outside in the desert that you just have to approach and open. So in order to get the chest above ground that's in the same area as the whirlpool, I have to approach from the south where there is no whirlpool, and then I can get it. That other chest in the underground cavern is that number 2 in the bottom left corner there. That requires me to fall. Okay, so let's go this way. Gotta go down one more screen. I see them motherfuckers. Jesus! Now we go up here. I do like how they keep it fresh by not just making every zone be random battles, and sometimes you can just dodge them like this. Sometimes they do the Super Mario RPG thing where you have to touch the enemy. You see them on screen. Cannot carry... Oh yeah, what is this? So this would just say chest 1. It's a healing breeze. I don't need it. Okay, so if we go south of here, there's 2 chests that require falling into whirlpools. A healing rain, that's worth it. Oh, that's not actually a treasure chest, it's a recovery point. That's cool. And then a healing fog, I don't really need that. I'll get the healing rain though. Okay, so we'll have to go back south from here. South one more time and then left. Oh shit! Got yanked in. Yanking my chain. I was afraid I was going to run into something I couldn't see till the last second. Okay, so that's a recovery point if you go into that whirlpool. If you go north into this one, it'll be a healing rain. I'll make room for this. It's a full heal for the whole party. Of course I'm making room. Might as well just get rid of a healing breeze, but maybe not. Nah, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do this, yeah. I feel like I'm carrying too many of those for how little I've ever used them. There. That's it for this cavern. So there's a recovery point in that other whirlpool. I'll go see what that's about. Not that we need it, we haven't fought anything, but I'm curious to see it at least. I'll take a shorter route though. Go right here. Just go all the way south till we see a whirlpool on the left. Jesus. Oh, I guess I have to enter from further away. I thought you could outrun it. Never mind then. I guess I have to enter from further back. There we go. Jesus. One more screen, and then we're there. Oh! That was close! Okay, let's see. What's this about? Oh, it must be the spring water here. Okay, well let's just rewind. I just wanted to see what it looked like or what it did or how it worked. Instead of running all the way back, I'm just gonna rewind. We haven't fought any battles anyway, so I didn't need this. Just curious to see it. Okay, so we're gonna go right where we fell just now. And that leads to the second part of this labyrinth, which we now start heading back up from that side. USR. Entrance underground tunnel, save point, recovery point. So there was a recovery point coming up anyway. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah, head this way. Yep, this way. Like we're on Tatooine in this motherfucker, dude. That's the name of that desert planet in Star Wars, right? That's what it looks like, dude. Look at this image in the background. Okay, so from where we're at now, head to the right. Too slow, my mouth. There's a recovery point, more spring water, an oasis. And the save point, and apparently an underground tunnel entrance around here. I must be down there, right there. There it says water! Hella thirsty. Michelle says it's refreshing. They were both thirsty. Those two are almost like basically just meant to be the comic relief of the group. Almost. They obviously serve more of a purpose than that, but the way they're depicted in every scene that they interact, it's almost always both of them together doing something that's like meant to give you a slight chuckle. And Kongo, he's his own form of comedy. He says, "You're no monster. We can rest now." You know, man, a few words. Very simple. Brandon says, "What will the Wingleys and Ulara know?" We got plot development. Rose says they should know the way we, or at least I, should take. So there is no need for you to come. Like, I can handle the rest on my own, guys. You don't need to keep, like... Almost like she's saying, this is my journey now. This is my job. Miranda says, are you still saying that?
You suck!
Don't you understand that it is no longer a problem for you alone? I played it too early. You get it. Rose says, you just found it out a couple of days ago, and now you think you can judge me? It is not as easy as pursuing one Wingley, Lloyd. Oh! Get slapped! Miranda says, you say it was easy?
You son of a...
Don't be so conceited. Damn. Albert says, stop it. It won't lead us anywhere. Miranda putting Rose in her place. Fucking bitch slapped. Albert says, Rose, nobody can understand the weight of the fate you have carried. But we can at least lighten the burden for you. Dart says, that's why. We are going with you. If you have the strength to argue, we can go on. I think this is our party's lowest point. It happens at different parts of the story for every, you know, I don't want to just say game, every story in general. Well, if it's well written anyway. Whether it's a movie, a TV show series, anime, video game, there's always a point where the main characters are at their lowest. Like, they're not sure what to do. They're not sure what's going on. They're kind of desperate. Something similar to that, you know? This is basically that moment. And I remember feeling that 20 plus years ago as a kid when we reached this point. I remember having a general dislike for it because of that. It's not because, like, oh, bad writing. Like, as a kid, you don't really, you know... It's not really the reasons you feel certain things, I think. It's just because you're feeling what you're supposed to be feeling. You feel bad for the characters. And so I remember disliking it for that reason. Because I didn't like seeing the characters looking and feeling kind of defeated. Feeling a little distraught. The disharmony in the group. They're kind of fighting with each other, you know? So I think this is probably why the memory of this area was kind of burned into my mind. Why I still remembered it to this day, even though I hadn't played the game in 20 plus years. I remember it giving me a sense of, you know, sadness a little bit because of what was happening. The startling revelations that kind of threw a wrench and everything. So yeah, you know, good writing because it made me feel that even as a kid. I understood enough to know that it was kind of a sad moment, and I was sad with them, basically. And that's why I remember this chapter intro more than the other ones, I think. Dart says, there is no other way, is there? Like, you're stuck with us is basically what he's getting at. He didn't say shit, she was like, fine. Get the fuck out of here. I think it's later on in a flashback or something, or maybe it's something that happens later, where Dart and Rose actually, you know, confront the elephant in the room, and they'll actually talk about the whole black monster thing. Let's see what this underground tunnel network looks like. Holy shit. That must be 5 and 6. Well, number 6 is that chest. Bandit shoes. The things I never bought. That I regretted not buying. And then this is... must be number 5. Sun Rhapsody? I don't need that. The 3 moon serenades are enough. They do the same thing but for the full party, so. The chest above it is a recovery ball, don't need that. The chest above the bandit shoes up there in the top right is a healing potion. Definitely don't need that either. Okay, heading back down. This is number 4, which is... ball number 4, which is a recovery ball. I don't need that either. The chest above it is a gladius. Okay, that sounds useful. We should go for the chest above it. The chest above this number 5 here is power down. Okay, we'll go for that. So 3 and 4 are worth it. Gladius and the power down. The chest in the bottom right corner. Looks like hell to get there too. With the route you have to take. Thank God for this map. And number 4, the power down, looks equally cumbersome to get to. There's gonna be a whirlpool on one side of the screen the whole way there, basically. Along with all the monsters, of course. Alright. I've mapped out the route I'm gonna take. I'll go for number 3 first. Neither one's... it's actually the one that's further away, but I mean, if both are gonna... like, you know, I have to go for both anyway, so it's the same shit. November 2nd. Okay, so let's go right here. Whirlpool on the right side. We're bypassing it, going around it. Going this way. Now it's going to be on our left, so I need to move further to the right so I don't get sucked in right away. Oh, you're fast, but I'm faster. Got reflexes for days, boy. How did that guy not... I'm actually surprised that mosquito thing didn't touch me there. The Gladius. Who's this for? Oh, fuck. I should have ran a little bit. I'm probably gonna get caught after this. This for a dart? No. Can't be an item though, right? What about you? That's for her. New weapon. Instantly kills enemy with given probability while also giving her more attack power. Cool. I think the shortest way to go to... they're on opposite sides. Like, this is in the bottom right corner, and now almost to the top left corner is where the other item is. So I think it's better to reset. I should just use the whirlpool on the left of where I'm at right now. Yeah, there was no outrunning it. I was holding left as I left the menu, but you're not allowed to move while the screen's fading back in, as you just saw. So but that thing was, so it caught up to us. Now we gotta kill it. The free heal coming anyway, so fuck it.
Yes!
Really?
You suck!
Pursuit!
Blossom Storm!
Correct? Yeah. It's like half a second, but you're not allowed to move. I was holding left again there, and I could have moved till it fully faded back in. So this was number 4, which... ball number 4 is a recovery ball. I'm not making room for this crap. Get that free heal and continue. We gotta go up and to the left. So immediately go this way. Now we gotta go straight up, but stay on the left towards the center so that we don't get sucked in by a whirlpool. That's gonna be on the right. That. Shit, it's kind of crowded. Okay, I think it should be on the left side. There it is. Okay, so what is it again? A power down. It's a repeat use item, obviously. See what I can do to make room for it. It's kind of cruel they don't even tell you what it is, because something like this is incredibly... like, without the rewind feature, god, this must have been hell. The first time playthrough. If you don't know what this is and how valuable it can be, you know? You'll just be like, well, whatever, I'm full, so I'll just leave whatever this is, and you don't even know you're leaving, like, a super valuable item behind. I forgot to use these against Lloyd, too. That was one part of the strat that I read and then forgot to... That battle lasted longer than it should have, because I forgot to use, like, speed-ups and power-ups. It's whatever, though. We still kicked his ass in the end. Oh, wait, I don't need this item. Why did I... This is just a Sun Rhapsody. Yeah, I don't need that crap. I need to fall into the whirlpool in the top right. So. But we can't go forward from here. There's another whirlpool to the north, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we have to literally go back the way we came. Oh, which means it is still... It's still beneficial to fall in the whirlpool then, because that'll get us back to... Yeah, we pretty much have to run all the way back the way the map is set up. We have to go all the way back to the oasis anyway, so... Well, then that was just worse. I should have just let myself get sucked in. There we go. Excuse me, that was way too sudden for me to even give a warning. Jesus, I did not feel that coming. The best I could do was lean away from the microphone, but I do apologize for that. Holy shit. That one gave no fucking warning. I think I said this before several streams ago, but thank goodness I have a audio limiter. A volume limiter, I guess. On, my microphone. Doesn't blow someone's eardrums out. Keeps the microphone from peaking, basically. Fuck that. Oh, how far did it... Oh my god. I rewinded way too far. I forget it's actually a good chunk of time. Oh shit, we're too close to the whirlpool. That was a bad idea. Yeah. Not that simple. Okay. Oh shit, the whirlpool. There's gonna be one on my right. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, that's a... That's a solid black line. Okay, I didn't see that. There should be one up north. We gotta go this. Oh my god. If we're where I think I am, this should be a recovery point and a save point right here. Yeah. Another oasis. This is almost like the Corel Desert in the original FF7. Almost. But every map is actually different here. It isn't just the same screen over and over and you're just in some unknown spot of some massive labyrinth until the chocobo carriage finds you and takes you back to civilization. The number 6 requires us to fall there, but should I get the chest as a healing potion? That's not worth it, so I should just go straight for the whirlpool. Number 6. That. There we go. That's a long way back. That's a very long way back. This should be our second pair of bandit shoes if I'd remember to buy the other one. I'll go back for it. We got a long way back now. Whew. It's pretty fucked up. They make you travel all the way back from the previous save point just to keep those bandit shoes. Fuck. Shit, that was close. Getting stuck on a rock like that. Alright, we're almost out of here. I hate these kind of desert maze labyrinth things. They always do that with deserts in JRPGs. Not like always, but it definitely felt like a trope after FF7 and this game, and even FF8 does it at one point. So even as a kid, I was like, oh my god, I hate these kind of regions, you know? But even in like Super Mario 64, I don't like the desert level at all. Being able to sink into the sand whirlpools and all that stuff, it's just like, ugh. I just do not like desert regions. It started as a kid. Yet in real life, I find them fascinating. Yeah, this area. This is exactly where I thought we were. I was right. So we were in that white, snowy continent, or rather chunk of the continent in the top left over there. Somehow we're way the hell down here now. In this reddish-brown sort of area that I was speculating we were. Spring Breath Town is where... Wait, Spring Breath Town Ulara? That's the whole name of that place? Okay. I like seeing how it translates to the bigger map. Kinda neat. So we basically, what happened between chapter 3 and 4 is we traveled all the way back to where most of chapter 3 took place. Like where the Evergreen Forest was. And then from there went south and ended up here. We entered the desert and ended up where we're at now. That seems to be how it happened. And until later, we're pretty much cut off from being able to go back. Until we find some new method of transport. There's no way back to chapter 3 area. Which that's a first. Because when we started chapter 3, we could easily go back to Tiburon at any point. Like you could immediately just get back on the boat and go back. This time we're completely cut off from any previous area we've been to. Like, the game is just pushing us forward, whether we like it or not. There's no way back. Wonder where the end of the game takes place then. It's gotta be at that, no wait, that far right area is just Serdio. That's where the game started. Yeah, that's north and south Serdio. That's Tiburoa. That was whatever the hell that place was called in chapter 3. Was that whole northern area, then here. I think the game ends in that small chunk down there. Or it could be those, somewhere on those unexplored continents on the left, crossing the ocean. Maybe even that far right mountain range over there. I don't remember. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Game's just pushing us forward at the moment. Oof. It's off to you, Laura. Oh look, that was short. Spring Breath telling you, Laura. Now this might be the place I was thinking of. The place with a bunch of teleporters, that's Wingly technology, so it should be here. Rose says, even if an adventurer is lucky enough to make it through the Death Frontier, nobody can proceed from here. Time was stopped for me 11,000 years ago with the spell of this choker. Oh, they finally explained it. She's like Rin from Daughters of Mnemosyne or whatever the hell. The main character named Rin, but the title of the anime was also called Rin, Daughters of Mnemosyne or something like that. It's like she ate one of those fruits that make you immortal if you're a woman. And they turn you into a savage monster that devours those women instead if you're a guy. But not immortal. They call them angels, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's like that. It's like the way it makes you immortal is that it stops time for you. So if you were like sick or diseased, you're gonna stay that way forever. You won't die. You'll actually become immortal by conventional means. Only an angel can kill you or something like that it was. But you'll just be permanently stuck being sick. That'd be fucking awful, dude. Like if you ever found a way to be immortal where it just stops time, you better make sure you're in peak condition. Like you're in the absolute best health you can be in. Otherwise, immortality's gonna suck if you're stuck like that. Anyway, Rose says, time was stopped for me 11,000 years ago with the spell of this choker. Where the hell did you find something that did that? Like, where'd you find that choker? Just casually gives you immortality. And this is the only way to see Ulara, the Spring Breath Town. With the choker itself? Albert says, but where is it? Meru flexing her wings. Ashel says, the only thing here is an endless desert. To the untrained eye, buddy. Is this gonna be like Esther from FF8? Literally the same shit. Meru says, no it's not, Ashel. I sense it. I sense people's feelings. Over there. Rose nodded in agreement. There it is, exactly like Esther. Being hidden in plain sight or whatever. By a vast desert. That desert was made of salt. It was all white. Yeah, see, so even as a kid, I caught on to these tropes that were like... These like sort of similarities between JRPGs that I was playing at the time growing up, and was just kind of like... you know, this feels kind of samey. It was not a bad thing though, it didn't make me enjoy them less. I just kind of noticed that there was some patterns, some repeated patterns here, and was just like, oh, that's interesting. Rose says we can fly over there with this. And this game did come well after FF8, so... Rose says, are you afraid? Lara says, I think you are. Oh! Get called out!
You suck!
Rose says, maybe. Stop projecting is basically what Dart just said. Stop projecting, Rose. Let's go. We're standing by you. Like, come on, chill out. You got us. Rose says, I know. Dart says, let's go. Not until we get this. What's this? Oh, right. It's an angel's prayer. I think we have 3. I like to have 3. I think we're good. Yep, we're good. People! Oh shit, I didn't think it would start a scene right away. Give me a sec. There. Karen says, welcome to Ulara, the spring breath town. I am the guard of the teleporting device, Karen. This is still not the place I've been thinking of for a while. I am the guard of the teleporting device. Karen, I'm a good friend of Rose's. You know each other already. Okay. Rose says, long time no see. Karen says, long time? Are they frozen in time here? Karen says, Rose, you are starting to regain a sense of time, aren't you? Oh, that's what it is. No, not only that. You have recovered a lot of other things, too. Laura says, are you the person who stopped time for Rose? Rose says, no, it was Charles Frama. Same last name. She is the person we have to meet now. Karen says, Rose has been carrying the fate of the world all alone while shedding tears of blood. Seems like it. Can you go with Rose? Rose says, Karen, stop it. I don't need to force them. Dart says, I've already settled things with the black monster. I knew it was a flashback. The only thing left is that I have to complete this journey with my companions. Karen says, if you understand that, I have nothing to say. Go see Charles first. Until you do, I will close the way to going forward. Go see Charles first. Listen to the truth that she will tell you. Yeah, what Dart just said about the black monster is something we'll see later on in a flashback. Again, it'll close the gap between what happened between the end of chapter 3 and the beginning of chapter 4. A little part they didn't let us see. After the greeting, move forward and choose the left path. So, as in, after we talk to Charles, whatever it means. Made it sound like it meant that greeting. I'm telling you, the writing, Jesus. Or unless you meant by moving forward it was this way, right? Not behind her. And left path must be this way. Everything is so up in the air with this. That's what I'm saying. Like, I always have to play guessing games with this damn thing. Dara says, roses. I think Shayna would be happy to see them. Asheville says, it makes me relieved. I didn't know you liked flowers, Miranda. I guess there is some woman in you. Asheville, I think she might take offense to that. Miranda says, don't misread me. Roses make me puke. They're just flashy. They don't have any kindness in them. Are you trying to use an... Are you making an analogy right now? Rose is standing right next to you, you know. Talking shit about... Is she, like, sort of in a subtle way, not so subtle, like throwing shade at Rose? Miranda says, do you know why roses have thorns? I feel like she is. It's just like... It is to bring out their own red using the blood of the people they hurt. Damn. They'll do anything for their own happiness. Let's move on. I don't need to be here. Jesus. Rose is not the only edgy one in the party anymore. Miranda has definitely, like, is definitely giving her a competition now. I like how Rose had nothing to say about that. As Miranda was clearly... I don't know if it's the right word to say projecting this time around, but you know what I mean. Like, he was using that as an analogy for the Rose in our party. Clearly doesn't like her. Flowers open their heart only to the people who appreciate their beauty. Loving is very hard, but important. Yeah. It gets harder with time, too. As sometimes you run into people who don't appreciate that love, and then they betray you or treat you like shit. But I think it's always important to try again, as hard as it may be. Simply for the fact that, and this goes for not just romantic love, I'm talking about any kind of love here. Like friendships, family. It's important to keep trying again, because the day you stop trying, it's the day you let them win. The people who treated you like shit or betrayed you. You're letting them have power over you. And determine the rest of your life, basically. Yes, it is important to be cautious and stay guarded. Use your better judgment and all that, but to completely close off your heart and choose to just never trust or love someone again, whether it's friend, family, or romantic interest, is to just let the people who hurt you in the past win over you. You're handing power over to them completely and letting them rule the rest of your life, basically. They're living rent-free in your head at that point. And they don't even know it either, that you've done that you've allowed them to have that power over you, but you're just giving them that satisfaction even if they're not aware of it. So yeah, I agree with what she said. Maybe I took it deeper than what she really meant, but you know. The thorn of the rose is the reverse side of their tenderness. Don't you think so? Yeah. I like that. The reverse side of their tenderness. Like a Sour Patch Kid. They're sour, then they're sweet. But when it comes to a rose, it can be sweet first and then sour. Depending on whether you saw it or not before it poked you. Sour Patch Kids. It's an easy analogy to use for this kind of thing because of the fact that I saw those damn commercials growing up. And now I'm craving one. I'm craving candy. Fuck. Huh. You know that thing I just said? That whole tangent I went on about the whole, you know, letting the people who hurt you win and all that crap? I feel like I kind of needed to hear that. It's like I'd forgotten that lesson until she reminded me of that. And I kind of needed to hear it as much as, well, someday somebody else who sees this video, maybe in the distant future for some reason, might need to hear it too. But yeah, I feel like I wasn't just talking to whoever that person might be one day who sees this, but also myself. Because I can relate to that quite a bit right now. Anyway. Weapon shop. Man behind the counter is... Okay, so that's to the left. But first, there's a Stardust within the roses. It's hard to hold it without being scratched by the thorns. Stardust. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I feel like I needed to hear that as much as whoever finds that advice or information useful someday when they see this. The only reason I bring that up too is because it's kind of interesting how you hear lessons like these, but it's easy to forget them over time. And then something like that passing dialogue just now can just remind you of that, and you're just like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. I was having that feeling as I was saying all that stuff. I was like, well, I guess I should take my own advice. I will. I think it's about time that I do. It's been long enough. Okay, let's go. My mind was starting to wander off and reminisce about recent histories, or semi-recent histories. Chop time! That's what this music means.
Dylan!
It can lighten the mood now, too. It's been dark and depressing.
Son of a bitch.
Especially with me talking about betrayal and hurt feelings and all that stuff. Along with what's happening in the story. God damn, it's depressing right now. This music is kind of welcome. For bringing up the mood a little bit, you know? Item selling Wingley says, I made these just for today. What do you got? A panic bell? Didn't I find a stunning hammer? I never used it. I must have sold it or something. I remember seeing a skull icon like this with something I picked up a while back, and then I never... Maybe I sold it, yeah. Did I take any of these? Excuse me. Don't need it. This is Raccoon University. No, Stardust. These are filled with magic power, says the weapon selling Wingley. Alright, what do you got? A fairy sword for Dart. Alright, we'll take that. An arrow of force for Miranda. Gives 50% more SP. Cool. A thunder fist for Haschel. Magical greaves for everyone. What is this? Increases escape rate of magic and physical attacks by 5 points, so just more evasion. The next boss is still kind of far away, so I don't want to read that far ahead just to see if I need these. I doubt it though. It's basically another spirit cloak. I'd rather just put on like a spiritual ring. Increase defense rather than evasion. Magic attack power. Yeah, there's one right there. Magic defense. Elude cloak. An upgraded spirit cloak. Oh wait, no, it's the physical attack version of it. Yeah, raises your physical attack evasion. And there's a spirit cloak. Sage's cloak increases attack and magic AV. Is that basically just these two combined? Yeah, physical and magical attack evasion basically. By 20 points. It's these two combined into one, hence the price is the same as buying these two separately. It adds up to the same amount, yeah. Okay, this does sound familiar. I'm pretty sure this was... Because I did skim ahead a little bit, and I think this is actually used in the next battle. Let me see. The next boss battle, I mean. Yeah. Just give Dart as many magic defense boosters as possible. Like a spiritual ring or a sage's cloak, this thing. This gives both physical and magic defense, so it's gonna use water-based attacks, that no wonder. I actually have bandit shoes for Haschel now. Maro's gonna take the dragon home. And the dancer shoes to boost her speed, which we have those, yeah. And then she'll take the guard badge for her defense. That's a pretty good setup. Pretty good setup, okay. Okay. So I guess we already have a spiritual ring and everything else that he just said. The bandit shoes, the bandit's ring, the dancer shoes, the dragon helm, the guard badge, the attack badge, If I choose to do that instead, yeah. We just need the Sage Cloak then. Alright. Not gonna put it on right now though. Just have it for when we need it later. I think one of these is enough. I really don't rely on magic a lot. I literally only use it if it's an elemental advantage thing. Most of the time. So. I can wait. Let's get the hell out of here. This way. Or not. Oh, I think, of course, guide strikes again. And then go back here. And go to the top right, okay. From here. Oh shit, it's a Super Mario crossover. We got the plant things. What the hell is it called again? I forget what those plants are called. The big red ones with the mouths that try to eat you. Rose says, Miata, where's Charles? Miata says, you are wondering because she would normally be taking care of these babies, right? I wonder how Rose befriended these people if they were like literally killing each other during the Dragon campaign so long ago. You know, winglies and dragoons and all that. Interesting to know how Rose became friends with a bunch of winglies. Like right after that war ended. Miata says Charl is preparing herself because, well, the things we didn't tell you about, right? Zeeg told you them, so how the hell do you guys know about that already? Rose says it must be about the moon Sinnet. That's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure yet. Tell me what you know. Miata says the Sinnet is the Sinnet Sphere. The Sinnet Sphere is a sealing device that was created to be the last barrier. Just in case the moon child reached the moon that never sets. Rose says even my mistake was in your plan. Of course, they weren't just gonna rely on you, Rose. They had a backup plan. Rose says you are really scary people. Because they're well prepared?
Bruh.
Miata says even more scary is Zeeg. He is trying to destroy the Sinnet Sphere. Using the divine moon objects. Dart says wait a minute. You made the Sinnet Sphere just because you were afraid of the birth of the god of destruction? And why did you make tools that can destroy the Sinnet? Yeah, that does seem kind of counterintuitive. Miata says ask Charl. It was decided between the siblings. Rose says I will. Okay. Charl has been waiting for you guys at her home since this morning. Please go see her. You go see Charl, please go see her, okay. Oh, in the mouth of this. Stardust. Bugging me, I can't remember their names from Super Mario. But we actually reached into its mouth to get a Stardust? Jesus. I wouldn't do that. Just behind the male, or the plants, is a male wingly pacing back and forth. We get some truly interesting info on the Dragon campaign, including info on Melbu Frama and Magician Faust. Oh yeah, the hologram that we saw. Oh, well, that might have been his actual spirit, yeah. Speak to him, then go left and use the teleporter. This guy then? Young Wingly Man says, you guys were meant to come to this city. Humans, Gigantos, and one of us, a Wingly. Yeah, we have a diverse cast of party members, yeah. He says, I would like to tell you something. Okay. What do you got, sir? It wasn't only Winglies that wanted the Dragon campaign. What do you mean, wanted? However, it is true that Winglies and humans drove themselves to war. I feel like we're suffering from translation issues. If you have time, let me tell you a story about the two winglies who were the leaders. Sure. What's up? Tell me. Oh shit. Going deep. Music changed and everything. The young wingly man says the first is Melbu Frama. He was the leader of the winglies during the Dragon campaign. He was also the younger brother of Charles. Ah, okay. That explains why they share the same last name. And why what's-her-name over here just told us that the siblings, referring to them too, are the ones who decided that there would be tools to be able to break the seal if need be. Okay. He continues, being the leader of the winglies meant being the ruler of the world. True. He professed that only winglies had the right to live, and he ruled over other species, physically and mentally. As a result, the grievances of the other species accumulated, and the Dragon campaign began. That must be how humans and dragons first made a pact to work together then. Hence the Dragoons. Dragonites. The war ended when the royal capital, Cadessa, was annihilated. And at the same time, Melbu Frama was killed by the sword of the Dragoon, Zieg, which then petrified him. The other man who led the winglies was Faust. As the right-hand man of Melbu Frama, he was feared by other winglies. He also was known as a wizard and a magician. So I didn't mention this, but the guide mentioned that if you wanted to go into that underground dungeon that starts where we fought Lloyd or whatever, we would have had to fight Faust in his spiritual form, like, you know, that ghost of Faust that was sitting there warning us to stay away or whatever. This is giving us hints on how he fights. Uses magic. Makes sense as a wingling. He continues, his magic power was incredibly enormous. He could even create his own apparition, his double. He's telling us he's spoiling the mechanics of the fight. The apparition had most of the capabilities of Faust himself. Okay. Or maybe he's just saying that that's what you would fight there, is an apparition of him. However, Melbu felt uneasy over the existence of the apparition, so he created something. What Faust did was like professing an intention towards disloyalty. It is natural that he didn't like it. Just by making a double of himself? Or did we miss something? It was called the Vanishing Stone. With that item, it is said that you can make the apparition disappear. Although I don't know if it is true or not. Interesting. Let's get back to the story. Yeah, I just casually gave you hints on how to defeat Faust, basically, if you go back to where you fought Lloyd. But now we're gonna go back to the lore. Alright, thanks, buddy. Faust was the commander of the super mobile fort, Flanville, as well. That's where it was, yeah. Where we fought Lloyd was Flanville, the Tower of Flanville. That's where you can fight Faust and then go into that dungeon. The side quest optional dungeon. Now, Flanville is at the bottom of a glacier. Yeah, we were there. However, it used to be floating in the sky in order to protect the 5 main cities that also floated in the sky. Okay. Faust manipulated Flanville and killed any other species. However, the insanity of Faust ended with the collapse of Flanville. It was shot down by a weapon invented by humans, the spear shooter. The one we found when we went to go meet Diaz, who was actually just big. That giant weapon we found. His beloved vehicle became his tomb. He should be satisfied with that. Because that's where Melbu Frama died. Got stabbed. That is the end of my story. If you want to listen to it again, come back anytime. Oh wait, no, I think he meant Faust. Faust's vehicle, which was the tower of, how was it called again? Flanville. Yeah, his beloved vehicle became his tomb. He died there. If you want to listen to it again, come back anytime. I'm more than willing to tell you. Okay. So we can get a recap. Thanks, buddy. I like that. We got lore. Trying to find my spot. Okay, there it is. Okay, this is Charles' house. Or Charlie, I don't know. It's spelled, you know, with an E, so I'm not sure. But we're standing on the same exact teleporter. We, like, you know. The screen change was just so that we could see an interior view. So this is Charl, who's the sister to Melbuframa. Okay. Oh, Rosie, darling, I've been waiting for you.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Rose says, I don't need your greetings. You know what I want to ask you. Or maybe it's Charlie. I don't know. And Charlie says, oh, you are scary. But before that, can you introduce me to the son of dear Ziggy? Ziggy, we're calling him now? Ziggy Poo? Hi, Ziggy Poo. Rose says, this is Dart. His fucking son that he had with some other chick behind my back, basically. Charles says, doesn't he look just like our Ziggy? Yeah, that's why Rose was confused for a while. Charlie says, but Rosie, honey, it's complicated. You have to fight with the son of someone who used to be your significant other. And furthermore, the enemy is the significant other. That's very complicated. Not complicated, but just difficult. That is a very difficult situation, yeah. Rose says, do you want me to give you a knuckle sandwich?
You son of a...
Raising her fist. Charlie says, sorry, honey. He's very laid back, considering everything that's happening. But I'm really concerned, so I'm intentionally making it happy and delightful so that you won't be depressed. Rosie, sweetheart. Aw, that's so sweet of her. I like Charlie. Rose says, you have never changed. Rose says, Charlie, if you know, please tell us. Where should we head to? Charlie says, really, you have the same eyes as Ziggy. Still reminiscing over here. I know. I have been waiting for you in order to tell you everything. More massive lore dumps like chapter 3. Charlie says, now, what would you like me to tell you? According to the guide, we have to do all of them. Let's just go in order. About the Synod Sphere. Charlie says, Ziggy is trying to break this... she keeps calling him Ziggy. Is trying to break the Synod of the Moon that never sets with the magic power of the divine moon objects. That Synod is the Synod Sphere. I am sorry that I didn't tell you about this. Rose says, I have to apologize. I missed the moon child, Shayna. Like, I have to apologize, it didn't kill the right one. Charlie says, but you still have time. The Synod of the Moon that never sets is not broken yet. Dart says, where are the remaining Synods? Charlie says, in the past, they were placed in 5 cities. But there are only 3 left. Albert says, that's why they needed the same number of divine moon objects. Starting to add up. Dart says, what happened to the other 2? Charlie says, one was destroyed in the royal capital, Cadessa, during the Dragon campaign. And the other was lost when the divine dragon assaulted the Crystal Palace. Oh, that happened right before our eyes. Rose says, does this mean without the divine moon objects, the Synod Sphere can be destroyed? Charlie says, the divine moon objects are just tools that conceal vast amounts of magic power, that's all. So in order to destroy the Synod Sphere, having the same amount of magic power as the divine moon objects is sufficient. Dart says, my dad knew about this and made Lloyd collect them. Charlie says, it doesn't seem like him, and it's so indirect. Plus, something is strange. I wonder how Ziggy knows about the Synod Sphere. Rose says not only that, he knew that Shayna is the Moonchild. Yeah, how do you know that? Okay, I'm gonna recap. I'm not gonna read it out loud again. I'm just gonna recap this again for myself because that was kind of a lot to take in. Especially, like I said, I'm sleep deprived, so I kind of have to. That's just a quick recap. She said again? Alright, sweetheart. She didn't recap the part I wanted, though. Like, basically what she's... If I remember correctly, what she did say, it was... Those signets themselves protect the Synod Sphere. And you needed an equal parts amount of power from, like, the Divine Moon objects to break them. But the Divine Dragon already destroyed one of them, and the other one was destroyed 11,000 years ago, so that left 3. So the 3 Divine Moon objects at that point were enough. I think that's... Yeah, I got it correct, I think. So there was a Divine Moon object for every Synod Sphere protection thing. Or maybe there was only 3. And that dude just manipulated events to make sure he would only need 3. Okay, so what about the moon that never sets? Okay. Charlie says it's the 108th fruit that the divine tree dropped. It was conceived with the god of destruction that ends the world. That's why we separated it into its soul and flesh and sealed them away. My baby brother Melbu sealed the soul, which was the source of magic power, in the crystal sphere, but when he fought with Ziggy, it was broken. Hold on a second. I'm not glossing over that. I don't think she'll repeat it either, so that's why I rewound. The moon that never sets is the 108th fruit that the divine tree dropped. So it's supposed to like hatch into the new Mirage or whatever that what's his name was talking about the whole time. That's gonna destroy the world and yada yada. Okay. Yeah, it was conceived with the god. Okay, yeah, this is kind of a recap of what we heard before. That's why you separated it into its soul and flesh and sealed them away. Its flesh is sealed inside of the moon itself, which was separated from this planet to keep it away. And the soul was left wandering around down here. And it possesses somebody every 108 years, in this case Shayna, okay? Melbu sealed the soul, which was the source of magic power in the crystal sphere, but then 11,000 years ago, during the Dragon campaign, when fighting with Ziggy, the soul, it was broken, and the soul was set free. Wouldn't that have allowed the soul the freedom to possess somebody's body right there and then, 11,000 years ago? Why would it have to wait to start trying to possess a Moonchild every 108 years after that point? Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that seems kind of odd. Then the soul escaped from the crystal sphere and started to transmigrate into a human body. Okay, she's explaining it now. But how long before that happened, though? What if it... Couldn't it have possessed a human body that very moment way back then? Way before Rose got the idea to start killing newborn children every 108 years. But anyway, it says, since then it has been called the Moonchild. What is left in the sky is the moon that never sets. When the Moonchild goes back to the moon that never sets, the Virage embryo, the god of destruction, will be born. Because the soul and flesh will be reunited. This almost sounds like biblically religious, or at least biblical in a way. Almost sounds parallel to like some kind of Holy Spirit kind of thing that you would hear of in like Catholic or Christianity religion. The Holy Spirit concept, I think, is just a Catholic thing, but still. It's definitely a lot of religious texts tend to influence, from what I've seen, in my personal experiences, a lot of those tend to influence like the stories of fantasy games like these. Even if at 14. That's why they call it the greatest story ever told, right? The story of like the Bible and all that. Because so many religions share the same exact story, which is not a coincidence, of course, but that's a whole nother topic. You know, they all basically came from, what do they call them again? The pagan. They all came from pagan religions which worshipped the sun as God itself, because it kind of is. Without the sun, we wouldn't be here. And then they just personified it and made like the same exact creation story into a bunch of different versions. It's either Jesus Christ or Horus, yada yada. Either way, the story in and of itself, regardless of the characters' names being different between each religion, the story itself tends to be mostly the same. And I think that's why they call it the greatest story ever told, since there's some kind of version of it in almost every region of the planet. And so my point was to say that it's not surprising that it's the inspiration for a bunch of other fictional fantasy stories like what you see in JRPGs like this. It makes sense to draw inspiration from it, honestly. Anyway, Charlie says, so we needed our Rosie to take on an important task, which was killing the moon children. Genociding newborns every 108 years, yeah. He says, please understand her. Dart's like, yeah, don't worry, we settled that. Off screen. I'm not pissed at her anymore. I'm actually trying to help her now. We'll find out about that later. About my father. Dart says, tell me about my father. Charlie says, you are concerned, aren't you? Dart says, why does he have to destroy the world? Charlie says, sorry, but that is the one thing that I don't understand. Like, even she doesn't know. Rose says, but he was unmistakably Zeke. Charlie says, Ziggy was the fiancé of Rosie. Rose was almost your mom, Dart. How does that make you feel? Just fucking.
Bruh.
They crossed both swords and love. And more than that. Just looking at them made me feel embarrassed. So she blushed at seeing the romance between them, huh? Rose says, stop right there. Sorry, an intrusive thought from something I read earlier, totally unrelated. Just came to my mind and it stopped me for a second. I was like, oh. Anyway, not related, I'm not gonna ramble about it. Rose says, I want to talk alone with Zeke about our memories. Dart says, I agree. Is that like, does she mean she wants to like test them basically? And now the question we asked outside, why make items, the divine moon objects, to be able to break the sentence if you don't want to ever break that seal, right? But it was a choice that Charlie made along with Melbu. Melbu Frama and Charlie Frama both made this decision together, apparently. Let's get it straight from her, right? For those who really want to know the intrusive thought, how she just said she was embarrassed watching them, meaning she like would blush and, you know, because she found it beautiful how Rose and Zeke were, the love they had together. It just reminded me of something I saw earlier where there's two ways to look at it. What I saw earlier was the cynical version, which was, I forgot whose the quote was, I can look it up, but it's whatever. It was a quote from somebody who said that humans are the only animal that blushes, or that knows how to, and probably the only one that needs to, or feels the need to. Something like that. It was basically a cynical perspective of saying, well, let me say the positive version that that literally came to mind right now when Charlie said that, and then it'll make more sense. Her saying that she basically blushed or felt embarrassed from seeing the beautiful love that Rose and Zeke shared made me think that's what somebody who sees things in a positive way would use that example of what I just said about Rose and all that to say that's something that's part of what makes humans unique compared to other animals, is that we can perceive beauty. The quote I just read to you about only humans feel the need to blush was implying a cynical perspective on the same thing. Is that, again, humans are unique in that we can perceive beauty, and other animals probably can't, not that we know of yet. But the cynical perspective is saying it's just a lie. That we just pretend to see beauty in the world when there isn't any because it's our way of coping with the fact that there isn't any. Well, two different perspectives of the same thing right there. That's it. That was the intrusive thought for anybody who was curious. It was that. It was the fact that I just saw a cynical perspective on why we blush and feel like embarrassed when we see beautiful things in that way, like how Charlie explained with Rose and Zeke. And then in the same day, hours later, as I'm doing this stream, I see the positive version of it. Or at least the way that somebody who's not cynical, or the opposite of cynical, somebody who's optimistic, might see it. It's like, no, we're not... The positive person would say, I don't think we're pretending to see beauty just to cope. I think that there is beauty in this world and that we've been gifted with the ability to be able to perceive it, unlike other animals. That's what somebody who is the opposite of a cynical person, or a cynicist, whatever you call it, would say. Idealist, maybe? Optimist, idealist, maybe? Would be the opposite of a cynic, since they say that a cynic is a failed idealist, you know? So... it's all perspective, right? Alright, so why make items to break the Sinnet? Am I always this rambly, or is it just because I'm sleep deprived? I think I'm always like this. But it's more exacerbated being sleep deprived because, like, it's harder for me to gather my thoughts quicker. It takes longer. Dara says, why did you make the divine moon objects that can break the Sinnet sphere? Rose says, that's right. If you were not planning to allow the Virage embryo to be born, you wouldn't need them. Charlie says, I didn't want to, but my baby brother Melbu insisted. Rose says, that is not an explanation, Charlie. Charlie says, oh, you are so uptight. But okay, I'll explain it to you. I told you that we sealed the soul of the Virage embryo in the crystal sphere, right? Yeah. It is in order to draw lots of magical power and rule over other creatures. Yeah, Melbu was using it for that reason. I wanted to make him stop being a dictator. Because even though we have different appearances or capabilities, we are the same. We should be able to live together on good terms. That's why I created the Sinnet Sphere, in order to weaken the magic power of the crystal sphere. It was her way of trying to disarm her brother, Melbu, without him knowing. But the problem is that it also runs the risk of releasing the monster's soul that they both tried to seal away in the first place. Which is what happened, and hence we ended up with the Moonchild thing. Anyway, Charlie says, Rose, without telling you that, the 5 Sinnets that protected the moon that never sets restrain the magic power that flows from there. My operation was a big success, I thought. Rose says, but Melbu found out about it and created the divine moon objects. Oh, I got it wrong. I got it backwards. Okay. Then let me reread that just to make sure I got it right. Hold on, let me see what she says next first. I guess he was prepared so that he could destroy the Sinnets anytime he wanted to. Okay. Damn, I picked a hell of a day to be sleep deprived. This is definitely a day I didn't want to be, because there's so much being revealed, and you have to be able to keep up with it. Fucking hell. I'm kind of reading the text in the little boxes there. Okay, let me start from here. Yeah, the soul of the Viraj Embryo is in the crystal sphere. And then her brother wanted to use it to rule over the world by being able to draw power from it. She wanted to stop him. So she created the Synod Sphere in order to weaken the magic power of the Crystal Sphere where he was drawing his power from. And so then he wanted to destroy the Synod Sphere so that he could get more power from the Crystal Sphere. The 5 Synods that protected the moon that never sets restrained the magic power that flows from there, from the Crystal Sphere. And he made the divine moon objects to destroy the Synod Sphere. The Synods and the sphere itself. So he can fully access the Crystal Sphere's power from the moon that never sets. Oh shit, that was new dialogue. My bad. I guess he was prepared so that he could destroy the Synods anytime he wanted to. Rose says, I get it. And so now Zieg is trying to do exactly that. Zieg is trying to do what Melba was trying to do back then? That's what it sounds like she just said, basically. Where are the rest of the Synods? Where are the rest of the Synod spheres? Dudley says that's right. That is the most important information for you, isn't it? Because Ziggy has the divine moon objects and he can break the Synods anytime. Listen carefully. The rest of the 3 Synod spheres are located in the ancient cities. The names of the cities are the magical city Aglis, Lost City Xenabatos, and Death City Mayfill. Rose says those cities are still alive? Charlie says it's surprising, isn't it? Of course they were badly damaged during the war. Charlie says, how do we get there? Charlie says, go to Rouge. Then your way will be open. Ashel said, you said Rouge? It's my hometown. About time we get more lore on him. Charlie says, see, it is already open, isn't it? Well, it'll be night soon. Why don't you go look around until tomorrow morning? One thing I forgot, one of the crucial things I forgot, oh, it's nighttime now, was, I'll just have to look back at the VOD for this. The Moonchild, the soul itself, yeah, okay, I'm starting to remember as I'm saying this. The crystal sphere which housed the soul of the Viraj embryo, which is now possessing people like Shayna and turning them into the Moonchild. The crystal sphere itself broke when Melbu fought against Zieg. Even though the Synod sphere, which was supposed to dampen its power, was still intact. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it happened, but that's what confused me for a second there until just now that I recapped it in my head out loud, though. The Synod sphere was only meant to dampen its power so that Melbu Frama couldn't, you know, access all of the Crystal Sphere's power. And so he wanted to destroy the Synod sphere, but then the Crystal Sphere itself got destroyed when he fought against Zieg 11,000 years ago. in the Dragon campaign. And now Z wants to destroy the Synod Sphere anyway, even though the Crystal Sphere is long gone. Because, you know, the Moonchild with the soul of the Virage is running around out there. Shayna, I guess. But not because he wants to access some power from the soul, which would be, you know, the Crystal Sphere like Melbuframa wanted. He wants to actually release the Virage itself, soul and everything, and destroy the world. So he's trying to do the same thing that Melbuframa wanted to do, but for different reasons. Not just to be able to tap into the now broken Crystal Sphere's power from way back then, which broke way back then, but to just destroy the world and start it over. Whereas Melbu just wanted to use the power from the soul of the embryo. Bro says, don't worry about me. Go take a walk in Ulara at night. Okay. Charlie says, oh, Dart, sweetie pie. Everybody's outside. Charlie's so... He's so, like, sweet and motherly-like. In a motherly-like kind of way. Interesting living quarters. What the hell's this? It's a moon serenade. I don't think I need it. I have 3, that's enough. Let's get the hell out of here. Dart says, now our way is opened. Shayna, I'll be there soon. Thinking to himself. Dart says, Rose. Rose says, you really forgive? Oh, this is already making me choke up. I know what she's talking about, where they're going with this. Also, the music really helps. I don't think we've heard the soundtrack before. Dart says, don't say anything. It's already in the past. Oh, here's the flashback that I was talking about. Dart says, take your sword. Oh, right there in the Death Frontier. Literally right before the chapter started, I guess. Rose says, you've become strong. You can take care of yourself. Kill me. Just like Lloyd. Offering a free kill and Dart's not gonna take it. Because he's better than that. For different reasons, but yeah. He actually put the sword up to her throat though at first. Rose says, why? Dart says the black monster is dead now. We only have a companion who is on the same road. Okay, that got me. Damn, I'm such a sap. I can't believe Dart made me choke up with that. The idea of forgiving someone, I mean, after everything he went through, his obsession with getting revenge on the black monster, and then he's able to just move past it like that. It speaks a lot to his character, and it's a good character growth moment. So it just, all of that put together just really got me. And it's also, you know, out of sympathy for Rose, because she obviously didn't want to have to do all that stuff. She just felt like she needed to. If she didn't regret it somewhat, she wouldn't have just allowed She wouldn't have offered her life to Dart like that. She obviously feels like shit for what she's done. Or else she wouldn't have, you know, been like, go ahead and kill me. She felt like she could atone like that. But Dart said no. Rose says, I miss the time when you were chased by Feybrand in the forest. She's already getting nostalgic about the very beginning of the game. She's like, damn, times were simpler back then. Dart says, me too. How far we've come and how much shit has changed since then, huh? Dart says, and I didn't know anything back then. The world is so frail. It really is. Even in real life. Rose says the world is created so that it can perish at any time. The creator Soa can recreate one anytime. Kind of makes it feel like it lessens its value, huh? Which feels bad. Rose says, but the people living there can accept it, believing it is fate, or struggle against it. So they can accept it, believing it's fate, or they can struggle against it. We can accept our fate, or we can defy it, but we cannot deny it, is what Urianger would say.
Bruh.
Yeah, I remember his quote from Shadowbringers. Rose says, I struggled in order to protect this world that was taken back by friends who gave up their lives. Dart says, I told you. You are no longer alone, Rose. You don't have to suffer that burden by yourself. We're here. We're here for you. I mean it, man. Like Cloud says to Barrett in Rebirth, which was a touching moment too. Rose says, Dart. She's implying she doesn't deserve this kindness. Dart says, let's go see everybody. This is just the beginning. She silently agrees. Now we gotta gather the whole party. They're all in different spots. Miranda and Ashel are at the bar to the bottom right of the second screen. Over here. This way. There they are. Miranda says it's not true. The reason why I hate roses is because I see my mother in roses. Ah, okay. Ashel must have thought what I did and was like, do you just hate Rose? Were you like just projecting in an analogous way with the roses earlier? And I guess she's saying no. She just means because of her mother. My mother never looked at me directly. It was as if she was hiding something from me. And she beat me up. Aww. She was abused. I didn't know what was going on and why she was doing it to me. But I remember at least one thing. There were always roses on the shelf behind my mother. Ashel says, why did your mother leave you? She beat the shit out of her and then she abandoned her. Miranda says, sorry, let's not talk about me anymore. It spoils our drinks. Ashel says, I don't think so. It is okay to be this way. Life is not always happy. Very true. Damn. All of this is really getting to me. For different reasons. For personal reasons, obviously. But like, the reason I said damn is just because there's so much emotional shit going on in this game right now. Ever since we started this chapter. It makes sense for the story, it's just kind of caught me off guard. Ashel says, listening to your story reminds me of my past. About your runaway daughter, right? Miranda said that. About your runaway daughter, right? I forgot to say Miranda says. For those who are just listening. Ashel says, you are so sharp that it hurts. Like you read my mind. Miranda says, I hate being roundabout. She's direct. I like that. I do like that, yeah. I don't know if it's just something I like in just a friend in general or in women in particular. Not really sure. But I think it's just people in general. Not just like a romance thing like, oh, I like women that are direct. No. I think it's just something I like in general when people are actually straight instead of just, like she said, being roundabout. You don't know what the hell they really think of you or of anything when they just like sort of mask. They use euphemisms and all that to mask what they really mean. And yeah, I think directness is, even if it sounds harsh sometimes, at least you know where you stand with that person. You don't have to sit there and wonder, do they secretly hate me? I think that feeling's way worse. So I think I prefer people who are direct. Again, regardless of whether it's a romantic interest or just a potential friend, I'd rather someone who's direct. Dara says, oh, you guys are here. Miranda says, when are we leaving? Ashel has been drinking too much since he since he heard we were going to Rouge. He's very direct. Ashel says, that's right. Drink a little more and let's leave for Rouge at once. Of course, to save the world. Yeah, he's drunk.
Bruh.
Dara says, give me a drink too. Rose says, may I join? I wanted to talk to you, Miranda. He wants to settle things between them and not be enemies or frenemies. Miranda says, same here. Okay, she's of the same mind. See, now they can become all buddy-buddy and be on good terms. Again. Dara says, shall we go? I guess they all had a round to drink and got to talk things out. Now Miranda and Rose don't hate each other. Well, it was mostly Miranda kind of hating on Rose a little bit. Dara says, shall we go? Okay, cool. We're restoring peace and harmony between our party members again. Slowly but surely. Where the hell does this take us? What is this? Spell of Eternity indeed creates an immortal body, but it also corrodes the heart. Why is that? This is a place to heal the corroded heart from the spell of eternity. Enjoy yourself. Where's this going? Oh, that's where we came from. Again, since it started with the cutscene, I wasn't really sure where the hell we came in to the bar from. Okay. Albert and Kongal are in the shops. To the top left of the second screen, past the roses. Yeah, I remember. We went there. Finally a save point. I think I just want to save and stop here. I made the mistake when I was chasing Lloyd out of the volcano after defeating the Divine Dragon. I made the mistake of going too far and I ended up saving and going to sleep a little bit later than usual. Though even that night didn't cause me to... Like, I still went to bed, like, right in the nick of time. So I wasn't sleep deprived the next day. Last night was worse, even though I went to bed on time. For other reasons. I couldn't sleep as well. But what I'm getting at is that since I really want to get some good sleep tonight and it's really close to my bedtime now, I'm just going to stop here. Because I can already tell going to get Albert and Kongal and then Meru is going to cause more cutscenes and dialogue like what we just saw right now. And from what the guide is implying right now, after we collect the last person, which will be Meru, by the way, order that we're going, it's going to cause more cutscenes that'll lead to the next morning, where we finally regain control and move on to the next plot point. But I'm just too tired for all that shit is what I'm getting at. And it's too close. Mostly it's just too close to my bedtime. I gotta go. I just don't have time. I kind of wanted to collect everybody, you know, like we just got Miranda and Hachelle. I wanted to get Albert, Kongo, and Meru, but I think it's just gonna spark way too much dialogue and stuff. And I have to go because I'm also quite sleepy since I didn't sleep well last night, and I really, really want to go to bed. So I'll just collect everyone else tomorrow. I gotta make the call. It's what I should have done, even though it didn't have long-lasting consequences, thankfully. It's still what I should have done when I chased Lloyd down off the mountain. I should have just saved and went to bed right after the Divine Dragon fight and then chased him afterwards. But it felt like leaving something half-finished. I wanted to at least leave the dungeon, but like I said, I mildly regretted it. I don't want to regret this too. For similar reasons. I want to go to bed on time. What else? Is that it? Yeah, so we'll just start from here tomorrow. Luckily, it's not the same kind of moment. We're not in the middle of a big chase sequence or anything. We're just kind of recollecting all of our party members slowly, so I don't feel as bad stopping at a seemingly awkward point like this. I would have felt worse if I stopped before chasing Lloyd when that whole thing happened after the Divine Dragon. Which I still ended up having to, but it wasn't until we were out of the Dragon's Nest at least. It felt a little better that way. But yeah, this isn't an intense moment, so I don't feel as bad. It's whatever. It's kind of a calm before the storm kind of feeling. We just got a massive lore dump and we're sort of figuring out where we're gonna go next from here. Yada yada. So yeah, I don't think it's too bad. It ain't perfect, no. But it could have been worse. We could have stopped at a worse point. Alright, looks like everything's good. Yep. And that's it. Made the saves and everything. So we're out. Alright folks, that's all for me for now. As I've just said in a very long-winded way. Again, you can tell I'm sleep deprived. I can't even get my shit together and say a simple I'm out. But yeah. Thanks very much as always for the support across Twitch and YouTube, wherever you choose to watch. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And until next time, please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. Don't die. And I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And I'll see you all then. Peace. Whew. I'm actually fucked up. I'm going to bed. Whew.
Bruh.